Hey coaches, welcome back to the channel. Glad you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Today's video is going to be in a response to a lot of posts that I see in different Facebook groups that I'm part of, and Twitter as well. And if you're not plugged into that part of the football community online, do so. There's great information out there, great discussions. You talk about if you're an air raid guy, just Google air raid groups, air raid football offense, those kinds of things on Facebook. There's groups to get in on Twitter. I've learned a lot about offensive line play on Hog Football Chat, different things like that. There's just great things online. So do that. What I want to talk about is just a basis. So you want to be an air raid team, or you want to use the air raid principles in your offense. Where do you start? And for some coaches, this will be maybe elementary. But for some, especially you guys who are either changing their offense or new to coaching and wanting to learn it, this would be a great place to start. So let's go to that now. The basics of the air raid. All right, so you're either just new to the passing offense, or you're wanting to make a switch maybe from a different offense, or you're just wanting to educate yourself a little bit about it. There's so many great things out here, so this is just one thing I'd like to add to it. You can find things all through YouTube and everywhere else. I won't make recommendations right now because there's just too many. There's great stuff, but this, I think, what I'm going to present is just a great foundation, maybe even what some would call very generic, but just a basic way to get into the air raid offense. And these are just maybe some staple plays that you need to have. All right, so let's look at the first one, if I can get the button to click. All right, you got to have stick, or at least starts with stick. All right, now this is a way I'm going to show you every play out of 2x2, out of a double set, as well as a trip set. But also know that you can put a tight end for an H or a Y. You can do different things with it. You can put you can run stick with two tight ends. So one thing I love about the air raid that I use a lot is you can change your formations, just keep the routes the same. And yeah, sometimes the spacing isn't quite as good, and that's important, but you can be really adaptable. So right here is just a base, both inside receivers running a stick. You just call the play stick. The quarterback is going to look to the side where he sends the running back, and you're just going to high-low the outside linebacker. It looks simple, and it really is. You get man coverage, you're throwing the vertical. Best matchup. Here it is out of trips. I've done other videos on this look right here. Again, now you've got, now this is a play where the receivers do not keep their routes based on if it's 2x2 or trips or 3x1. So this can be a little bit of a rule breaker, but they should be able to remember it. So this time now you have the single receiver is running a hitch, but if you want to run a vertical, go ahead and just have the one stick over here. But now we're running either a speed out, or we like to run kind of a little short bubble, just create more space between the stick and the outside linebacker flat defender. So the Z keeps his route, the H keeps their route, but the X and Y have something a little different. And then I do have a play action fake, or you, of course, this is a great RPO play. You can run your inside zone, maybe even a little duo, whatever, run something there, an inside running play, and just RPO off the linebacker right there. So got to have stick. You're not running air raid, in my opinion, if you don't have stick. Snag is a play I've got videos on. We're going to live by it. We live by it a lot. We like to motion to it, but still it's very good, just like this. Now this is a mirrored snag, and I'm not a big fan of mirrored plays. I like to tag something on the backside. So snag is just a high to low. Sometimes it's called the spot concept as well. It's the same thing. Just see, you're looking high to low. Running back's got, again, what we call a shoot route. So if you want to do something else, smash over here, go ahead. I just showed a mirrored version. And again, the quarterback wants to, if you do it this way, wants to look to the running back side though. So there it is out of 2x2. Out of trips, everyone's route stays the same except for the H and the running back switch a little bit of role. So you still have the snag on the weak side. If they're giving it to you, throw it. Otherwise, you still have the same read for the quarterback, high to low. Same combination, just coming from a different guy. A great tag here is to wheel out of the backfield with the B, snag wheel, we call it. But again, snag is a great quick game installation to have, especially to get the ball to your outside receivers. Sometimes I get locked into to where the outside guys only get the ball in posts and verts, and you want to be able to have that threat underneath, and snag's a good way to do that. Again, shallow, staple of the offense. Got videos on that as well. Check the cards. Hopefully it's there. You got a post, you got a dig, you got a shallow underneath it, and you got a vertical on the other side. There's different ways to tag it, of course. You can find all kinds of different ways to do it. It's pretty standard to have the running back go away from the shallow route. But this is just shallow right here, and it's a high to low read. Look, if you quarterback starts with the post, if you look, he's just looking just straight through a line the whole way. He's going to hit the post at about 13 to 15. If not, he's off of it. Going to hit the dig in the window over the middle, either in this window or as it crosses, and then he will not complete or throw the shallow until the receiver has cleared your opposite tackle at the minimum. All right, and then you got your MOR vertical route. Pre-snap if you like it. You can put that as part of your progression. Kind of hard to do, and then your rush or hot is the running back. Okay, out of trips. Now this becomes the drive concept, but everybody keeps their route. So I like it that you are running the same play where nobody has to remember anything new, but you actually get a new concept. Trail, Oklahoma is what they call it, drive. But really you can still go 1, 2, 3. You lose that nice little line of sight for the quarterback, but still high, middle, low. It's still the same progression. Also, it's a little bit harder to attack the safety because you're not really sandwiching him in, but you can still if it's a too high look, you have this safety to the weak side, and you can still kind of go off his movement. If he drops to the post, you should have the dig at some point in one of these windows. So it's really a different play a little bit, but it's to a quarterback and to receivers. You don't have to tell them that. And again, I have a play on that as well, how you can get shallow and trail into this, or have a video on that in the same action. Okay, so the spot concept, what I call spot, and then combine with curl flat. You got to have curl flat. Curl flat is a great, just for cover 4 right here. You just run a curl and a flat, you read the flat defender. Pretty simple. And then over here we have this, to me, the spot concept is the number 2 is running a spot route, kind of posting up over the middle somewhere, finding an open spot. Then you have a curl on the weak side, and then running back getting out on a little swing route, and it's just 1, 2, 3, or it's 1, 2. So your quarterback can pre-snap, pick what he likes off of leverage, off of ability, whatever. But spot, curl, flat is this is again one where I've taken 2 different concepts and put them together. Now here it is out of trips. Again, very similar. You're just, and what I like here is everyone keeps their routes, just the B's got to know to go to another side. For us, this doesn't affect us, these different routes, because we go off wristbands, so they just check and see, and I have a different call for trips versus doubles, so they don't have to remember it. It tells them what to do. That's a good way to get past that. Now, if you're a signal guy, they got to remember it, which is fine. That works too, as long as they do. Again, Y cross is a staple. I've got tons of clips and videos on that. Check back and check up here. This is a very basic way to run it, and it's good. You can, what I like to do is just have the quarterback read the weak side of the field first, away from the Y. He's checking pre-snap, then he's looking for the deeper out, like a 7 to 8 yard out, and then he's coming to the cross. If the safety has taken this away, or a linebacker is kind of underneath this, then you've got a spot in the window to throw it. And then you can come to the backside. We actually don't run this curl. We run it as a square in route as he keeps coming, but this is how it's generally run. So you got to have Y cross. Out of trips, again, they don't, well, I actually should have made this a post. This should have been a curl. You can do a curl, you can do what I have here. So, but they can keep their routes. It's a little bit different on the action because there's nobody to take away this weak side safety. But this is a way to run it out of trips. Okay, 4 verts, of course, the old 6 play by Mike Leach. Everybody has a way to run it. I don't actually have a video on this right now, but there's so many great ways. You can just have them all run verticals and just quarterback picks somebody and throws it. You can have them read coverages and one guy breaks his route and one guy doesn't. You can turn this one play into something you run over and over. It's a great play. I think it involves a little bit more installation and work than some other plays, but it is a great play, especially if you put in the time on it. Here it is out of trip. So the reason why this is 4 verts is because you still have 4 guys getting to 4 landmarks. And I like this play better. We usually just go post, to cross or cross to post. I have a check flare right here, check swing, but again, you can do it with the running back however you want. Pre-snap, you're checking the outside routes. Don't tell the Z, he's probably not getting it. Don't tell even the coordinator the corner doesn't need to cover the Z, but this is it right here. This is the play I prefer to go with when it comes to 4 verts. And so right there, guys, I mean, that's what, 6 plays, but it's really 12 if you do 2 formations, add a tight end to it. You know, add 2 tight ends, whatever, you can get different formations with it, and you can really run an offense with that. Now you got to have your quick screens, I think, and your tunnel screens, and I have some of that as well, but you can really run a very effective passing offense with this offense right here. So if you have any questions or anything I left out, like is there a staple that I did not throw in there, let me know. All right, and comment, subscribe. Glad you came back.